Using AI tools like ChatGPT is like getting superpowers. I'll show you just how easy they are to use and how you can become an AI superhero yourself. We'll look at using them to write things like social media posts, how to do planning, search for things, solve problems and brainstorm, and there's some bonus material at the end. Let's start by looking at how you can use them to write virtually anything. The first tool we're going to use is ChatGPT. If you've not signed up already, go to chat.openai.com, click sign up and enter your details. Let's start with a simple superhero themed example.
Write a tweet in a forceful style saying the superhero Captain Fab will never rest while criminals are at large.
Captain Fab doesn't rest. Criminals beware. Justice will always prevail in Umbra City. No rest for justice, Captain Fab, Umbra City safety.
So now we've dealt with the criminals with that truly terrifying tweet, let's have a look at how we made the prompt. Firstly, we specified the content type, in this case a tweet or an X, but we could have said we wanted an email or a blog post or something like that. Secondly, we set the tone of the writing by saying we wanted it to be forceful, but we could have said that we wanted it to be professional, friendly or informal. Finally, we gave some background context to generate the content of the tweet itself. That worked pretty well, but let's spice it up with some more ingredients.
Act as a crisis negotiator. How should Captain Fab persuade some bank robbers to give themselves up? Format as bullet points.
Employ empathetic communication. Offer a peaceful resolution. Appeal to their sense of justice.
That sounds like a good approach to a difficult situation. The key thing in the prompt is that we asked ChatGPT to act as a specific role, and that should skew its output towards what that type of expert would say. Just to see what effect that has, let's tweak things a bit and see what happens.
Act as a florist. How should Captain Fab persuade some bank robbers to give themselves up? Format as bullet points.
Craft a floral arrangement. Add a heartfelt note expressing concern for their safety and well-being. Approach the bank robbers with the floral arrangement as a peace offering.
Clearly, getting ChatGPT to act in a particular role has a big influence on its output. But remember, just because you've asked ChatGPT to behave like a doctor or a lawyer doesn't mean it is one. Don't take those responses at face value, always verify them against a reputable source of information. We also requested some formatting in this prompt. In this case it was bullet points, but formatting as a table is another common choice. If we wanted to load the results into a spreadsheet, we could also ask for CSV format, which makes that really easy. So far we've been giving a single prompt and getting a single response, but ChatGPT is designed to be interactive, so let's look how we can make things more chatty.
Act as a HR manager. Captain Fab needs a sidekick. Ask me questions about the role so you can create an accurate job advert.
By getting ChatGPT to ask questions, it prompts us for relevant details to help complete the task.
Job title and responsibilities. Qualifications and skills. Superhero compatibility. Work environment. Recruitment process.
To answer, all we need to do is put the question number and supply our answer, and if we want to skip some, then ChatGPT will just fill in the gaps.
1 trainee hero, fighting crime, washing costumes, fetching lunch. 2 super strong, bulletproof, must provide your own cape. 4 travel opportunities, potentially off-planet. Meet people, supervillains and aliens, constant peril. 5 assessment via trial mission, successful candidates will survive. Now create a job advert with these details.
Let's lean into this two-way conversation by giving ChatGPT some more feedback.
Add requirements of a full driving license. Emphasize the honor of working with Captain Fab. Format it as a table.
So now we're sculpting the results to be exactly what we want. Always try and use lots of feedback to get something that's individual and unique, rather than just taking the first response that you get out. If you've got something that you've written already, you can still use ChatGPT to help you improve it.
What's good and bad about this email? Create an updated version based on the feedback.
Which gives you feedback about what works and what doesn't, makes improvements based on those suggestions, and of course we can add our own feedback and use that to improve the results until we're completely happy. So you may be thinking of writing the next Harry Potter right now. Well, there's a problem that we haven't talked about, and that is that some chatbots have the memory of a goldfish. Sorry to all our goldfish viewers out there. See, they've forgotten already, and chatbots can have the same problem. They're limited by the amount of conversation they can hold, and things that are discussed at the beginning of a chat can get forgotten by the end. How much conversation a chatbot can hold is called the context window. The free version of ChatGPT can handle a few pages of conversation, but if you want to write a longer document, you might want to consider a different tool. Claude.ai is a very similar tool to ChatGPT, but can handle longer documents. It also writes in a style that's a little bit more natural sounding, which you might prefer. Go to Claude.ai, enter your details and sign up. Let's use Claude to do a longer piece of creative writing. We'll use context and set tone, and there's also another ingredient in this prompt which we'll discuss later.
Act as the reporter, Violet Vale, working for the news website, Daily Eclipse. You have been given an exclusive tour around the Fortress of Steel, superhero Captain Fab's secret base. You will also get to interview Captain Fab, short for Fabricator, about his gadgets, his work, and mission. Plan an outline first.
For this longer document, we asked Claude to create an outline up front, and this creates consistency across the whole piece. And then we can expand each section, keep refining it, adding ideas, removing things we don't like, and generally collaborate with Claude to get the final result that we want.
Write the introduction. This is the beating heart of Captain Fab's operation. But before I can take it all in, he turns, eyes flashing behind his visor.
Let the tour begin.
If you'd like to see the full version of that document I created, or even listen to it narrated by that incredible AI voice, then go down to the comments, follow the links there, and you can subscribe to our newsletter. If you do, we'll send you a copy of the document and an MP3 of the final result. If you'd like to see a full video of that process, then let me know in the comments and I'll put that together really soon. What about using AI tools to research a topic and find out more information about it? This is the sort of thing that we've been using Google for the past 20 years. But now chatbots have done the impossible and actually challenged that situation. Instead of going to Google and wading through lots of results, you can ask a direct question and get a simple answer.
Explain the Spider-Man pointing meme.
The Spider-Man pointing meme originates from a scene in the 1967 Spider-Man animated series where two Spider-Men are seen pointing at each other.
This makes Google sound pretty redundant, but there is a problem. These AI tools are trained on a vast amount of information from the internet, and they produce something called a large language model, which has incredible knowledge and expertise. But it is based on a snapshot in time, and so very recent information can be missing. More importantly, the information is stored in the model in a similar way to the human brain, and that means it can misremember facts and make up details. And this is a process known as hallucination. It means that any information you get out of a chatbot needs to be verified.
Discuss the impact of the discovery of vibranium, a metal that absorbs kinetic energy, on crash safety in cars.
Use vibranium in car bumpers to dissipate the kinetic energy in collisions, reducing damage to the vehicle and occupants.
I've misled ChatGPT by talking about vibranium as if it was real, but it just shows that we can't always trust its confident responses. Let's look at some ways we can avoid this problem. If you upgrade to the paid version of ChatGPT, it can do web searches for you, either through Bing or through the Web Pilot plugin. The results will then contain links to the source material, and you can be confident that they're not just made up.
When was the first Iron Man story printed? Include references for this?
You can also go to copilot.microsoft.com, which combines AI chat with the Bing search engine, and when you ask questions there, you'll also get references to the source information.
What were Superman's original powers?
Google has not taken this lying down, of course, and has created its own AI chatbot called Bard. You can find Bard at bard.google.com.
Where was Iron Man filmed?
Bard's results include references by default, but it has an additional trick up its sleeve. If you press the Google button, it'll do an additional search and then highlight facts that it's found on the internet within the text. Perhaps more importantly, it also highlights facts that it couldn't verify and so could be incorrect. If you turn on Bard's extensions, you can also search Google services such as Maps or Flights. If you use Gmail or Google Docs, then you can search those too. Just use the @ symbol and the name of the service that you want to include in the search results.
At Google Drive, what docs do I have about Captain Fab's fortress?
If you've already found a web page or a PDF that you're looking for, you can use a chatbot to get a better understanding of it. Paste the results into something like ChatGPT and ask it to summarize it.
Summarize the following in a few sentences.
You can use formatting prompts to control how that looks, but more importantly, you can ask follow-up questions to drill into particular details in the document.
What is Rune in the text?
Rune appears to be a highly sophisticated artificial intelligence.
Sometimes the information you found may contain jargon and technical language, in which case you can just get ChatGPT to convert it to simpler terms that you can easily understand.
Explain artificial intelligence in simple language without any jargon.
Artificial intelligence, or AI, is a way to make computers or machines do tasks that normally require human intelligence.
For fine control about how things are simplified, you can specify your age, or you can use your educational level, or tell the model how much background experience you have in that subject.
Explain AI like I'm 5.
AI is like having a robot friend that can learn and do things on its own. It's like magic, because the robot can learn and get better at these things all by itself.
We've mentioned before that Claude can handle large documents, and if the information you're looking at is quite long, you might want to use Claude to get a summary and drill into the information in the document. Large language models like ChatGPT are an example of generative AI. That's because they generate new results rather than just analysing existing data. If you provide some background context, you can then get ChatGPT to brainstorm a list of ideas. And remember, you can keep refining those and tweaking them until you get something that you really like.
Suggest the titles of 5 stories for Captain Fab.
Tech War, Captain Fab faces the dark circuit.
Expand on 2.
In a city where the line between technology and chaos blurs, Captain Fab discovers a sinister plot by a mysterious group known as the Dark Circuit.
Wow, I'm really quite intrigued by the sound of the Dark Circuit. I may have to expand that and see where it leads. If you've got a particular goal that you'd like to achieve, breaking it down into a step-by-step plan is a really good way to achieve it. And of course, ChatGPT can help you do that.
Act as a social media manager. Create a plan for Captain Fab to convince criminals to turn away from crime or face being brought to justice.
Use relevant roles to create a plan that's tailored towards where you're trying to get, and use refinement to expand it and fill in the details as you go along. Chatbots can help you solve all sorts of problems, whether they be technical problems, business problems, even tricky social situations. Just describe the context of the problem and then use this key phrase. Think things through step by step to ensure we get the right answer. This makes the chatbot consider all aspects of the problem before giving a final answer, and it means that the result is more likely to be a well thought out conclusion. It's very similar to the plan and outline that we gave in the earlier prompt when we were writing a story. It helps create a structure and gives more thinking time to the model to give an accurate answer. And it's a very important aspect of solving problems well with chatbots.
Captain Fab needs to rescue passengers from a bus teetering on the edge of a bridge. Moving anyone could tip the whole bus over the edge. He has his super strong telescopic staff and his hoverboard. Think things through step by step to make sure we get the right answer.
Captain Fab could use his telescopic staff to reinforce the structure of the bus or create additional support to stabilize it. He might strategically position the staff to distribute weight and reduce the risk of tipping.
I hope this has shown just how powerful these tools are, but also how easy they are to use. But this is just the beginning. There are so many more things that you can do with them, and they're not going anywhere. These chatbots are going to be on our desktop, in our word processors, in our spreadsheets, our messaging apps, and so knowing how to use them well is going to be essential for everybody. I've created a mind map of the prompts and terminology in this video, and if you'd like to get it, go to the comments and follow the instructions there on how to download it. I'll also be creating more videos about what these incredible tools can do. I hope you'll like and subscribe to keep up with everything that's happening. Take care, and I'll catch you later.